What if I told you that the grief that you feel, the weight that feels impossible to carry, holds within it the seeds of transformation? That by giving yourself the permission to feel, to breathe, and to move through the pain, you could unlock not just healing, but a deeper connection to yourself more than you ever knew was possible. This journey isn't about forgetting or for moving on. It's about leaning in to the wisdom your body holds and discovering that even in your deepest pain, there's a path to profound peace and renewal. Today, I'm going to show you how. Hi, I'm Carly Schroeder, certified functional nutrition specialist, mom to 3 beautiful boys, and your fertility coach. And today I want to talk to you about something deeply personal and oftentimes overlooked or not acknowledged, and how to actually heal holistically after a miscarriage. Whether this journey is your own or for someone that you love, we're going to explore ways to honor your emotions, to rebuild your physical health, and to find the hope again. Not long ago, a client of mine shared her story. After a miscarriage, she felt lost, physically weak, emotionally drained, and unsure about how to move forward. She told me, "I felt like my body had failed me." Can you relate? Together, we crafted a plan that addressed not just her physical recovery, but the pain that she was carrying in her heart and her mind. She described this journey to me like we were building this bridge. And this piece of actually putting the pieces back together for your own bridge that you can cross over is what I hope for you in today's video. We're going to cover the 3 pillars of holistic healing when it comes to a miscarriage. First, how to nourish your body. Second, how to care for your emotions. And third, how to reconnect to yourself and to your spiritual aspects. Each of these pillars is essential for rebuilding your strength and finding balance after this loss. Starting with how to nourish your body. Your body has been through this enormous transition, and healing starts with rebuilding the physical foundation. Think of your body like this garden. It needs the right soil, water, and sunlight for it to bloom again. So we're going to focus during this time on nutrient-dense foods, rich in iron, zinc, and vitamin C to restore the depleted reserves. So think of bone broths, leafy greens, citrus foods. All of these are going to be essential for you. Along with hydration, we need to make sure that you're getting plenty of water. Aim for at least half of your body weight in water, if not more. And think about herbs to support you during this time. So red raspberry leaf tea is a great supplement in that postpartum time. We want to think of our food as fuel. It is the medicine. Let thy food be thy medicine, right? And so think of it as how to nourish yourself in this window after a miscarriage. It's a postpartum window. The second piece is acknowledging the emotional aspect of this time. Grief after a miscarriage is complex. It's not just sadness. It's love with nowhere to go. So journaling can be a great way of healing, writing a letter to yourself or your baby, and documenting your emotions without judgment. Words are like windows. They let the light shine in a piece of understanding into your heart. So consider therapy or joining social groups. When you're sharing, you're actually like thinking of these little broken pieces, and it's like stitching together a quilt, and you're actually creating something that can find comfort and wholeness in the entire practice. Also, considering setting up these free spaces, meditation, or quiet spaces to allow you to sit with your own emotions without judgment, without thinking it's right or wrong, just allowing yourself to actually reconnect with your body, with your emotions. Next is talking about connecting spiritually. So miscarriage can shake your sense of purpose or your connection to the universe, and healing allows you a chance to feel grounded, to know why you're here, to know you're part of something bigger. So creating a small ritual to honor your loss, like lighting a candle, planting a tree, setting aside moments throughout the week for reflection or to check in with yourself. And it's a chance for you to actually see the unseen. Exploring these practices allows for you to reconnect with yourself. Lean into the emotions, allow a chance for you to heal the parts of you that still may be holding on to grief or different feelings. Remember that healing is not about forgetting. It's really about finding peace in remembering your purpose, why you're here, and that through all of the pain can come transformation. So let's circle back to where we started. Healing is possible even in the face of great loss. If you have experienced a miscarriage, your story is not over. As another client once told me, I didn't know how strong I was until I had no choice to find out for myself. Grief is a heavy weight, but it is also proof of love. And love, given time with nourishment and self-care, always finds a way to grow again. But what happens when the person that everyone turns to for strength now suddenly feels like they don't have their own strength or they lost control? Sometimes the healing isn't actually about being strong for anyone. It's about leaning in, learning to let go, and learning to be vulnerable, learning to be fully in your emotions. I want to tell you a story about a close friend of mine. She is a mentor to me. She's so amazing. Sarah is not just any woman. She is the beacon in the community. She's the teacher of spiritual wisdom and a mentor for many mothers. She leads classes for mothers in their postpartum, throughout their pregnancy, connecting with their body. But when Sarah experienced a miscarriage, she felt this overwhelming sense of shame. The woman who had always had the right words and a strong presence suddenly couldn't bring herself to even share her pain with this tight-knit community that she created. Her grief ran so deep. She worried that talking about her loss would create fear in the pregnant women she supported. She felt this crushing weight of responsibility for being the strong one. So she shelled up and she withdrawn from all of the people who were there to give her love and support. It wasn't until a dear friend guided her and started to encourage her to explore that grief that she began to heal. Together, they started to lay this foundation, talking about the emotions, the layers of emotions, the anger, the sadness, the guilt, the grief, all of it, as it's not just one emotion that you're feeling, and how it brought these unpleasant moments of fight, flight, and freeze. But through her being patient and being present with her emotions, she was able to discover something unexpected. Beneath all of this grief was this profound sense of love, so much so that it brings her to tears. Sarah's journey wasn't about moving on. It was about moving through these emotions. And she made peace with her loss. She found a renewed sense of purpose, becoming stronger, more compassionate mentor for the community. So let's break down Sarah's processes of healing. There are 3 essential steps to working through this grief in a way that brings in this both peace and renewal. We need to acknowledge the layers of emotion. We need to work with the body's responses, and we need to find meaning beyond the pain. Each step builds upon each from the last and guides you from the rawness of the loss to a place where love and peace can coexist with the grief. So what does that word soup all mean? Let's talk about what it means to acknowledge the layers of emotion. Grief is rarely just one thing. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion. Each layer represents another emotion beneath it. So starting with this gentle exploration, what emotions are present in my body? Is it fear? Is it anger? Is it guilt? Acknowledging these emotions is the first step in giving them space to heal. Sarah realized that her shame and her guilt were tied to her belief that she had to protect others from her pain, and also that she did something wrong as a mother. And naming these feelings started to allow her some freedom and not having to feel them. Remember, these emotions are like waves. They rise, they crest, and they fall. And when you allow them to do so, they flow freely. So your emotions are just allowing yourself to ask more questions and to feel them. Next, we need to work with the body's response. So our body actually can carry grief, sorrow in different ways that we don't recognize. Sarah experienced this through cycles of fight, flight, and freeze. So fight might look like angers of outburst, frustration, or trying to force yourself to move on. Flight could be avoiding people, avoiding social situations because you want to avoid your feelings. And freeze can oftentimes feel like this disconnect or numbness, like you just don't want to talk about it. It's whatever. You've made yourself numb to the world. So, as we reflect on this journey of healing, we want to be able to ground in with different steps that you can actually start to process and integrate with your emotions. Healing isn't just this mental exercise, it's a deeply embodied experience, and it requires you to give yourself space and time and intentionality. So let's explore how you can begin to work in this way that feels safe and supportive for you. You can take a deep breath with me and just breathe in and start by asking your body, where do I feel this emotion? Is it in my chest? Is it in my throat? Is it in my stomach? Now recognize what the feeling is. Do you feel numbness? Do you feel heat? Do you feel pain? Do you feel restraint? Starting to name the emotion and the location and the sensation that you feel allows it to be a tangible experience, allows you to fully recognize where your body is storing this emotion. So what is it that you feel? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it soft? Is it sharp? If this is overwhelming, take a step back. Step into the watcher. So pretend that you are observing yourself without judgment. Imagine watching yourself from above, from outside your body, as though you're seeing your feelings from a different lens, being more gentle, compassionate, and creating some distance. Acknowledging these emotions, but not trying to fix them or change them, simply just by observing them, by holding space. When you're ready, and only when you feel safe, step back into yourself and feel the emotion more deeply. Allow yourself to feel every piece of each emotion present. It may not just be one of them, it may be different layers like we talked about. Allow yourself just to feel into the grief. Allow yourself then to feel into the anger. Allow yourself then to move into the sadness. Allowing yourself space to experience each one of them. Once you've connected with the emotion, begin to release it through the body. You can do this with breathing, by taking some deep breaths in your nose and out through your mouth. And with each exhale, allow yourself to make a sound, perhaps, a moan, a sigh, whatever sound feels right. Experience vocalizing in different ways. This could be a wall of sadness. This could be a growl of anger. This could be a joyful laugh. If you're feeling that love surface, sound is one of the ways that your body can heal and release this energy. Next, tap into the emotion. Feel the emotion and see if there's any type of movement that your body wants to do to release it. So maybe just start to just lean in, close your eyes, gentle gaze, whatever it is, and start to experience. Maybe it's your hand, maybe it's your body, maybe you want to actually kind of move. Maybe your hands move to your womb space. Staying for this practice as long as it feels right gives you a chance to express the emotion with your breath, and also to feel and release any areas of stuck energy and tension in your body. Healing requires a safe container. So this is a place where you feel comfortable and supported. So while you're doing this, find a place that is distraction-free, where you can let go the fear without any fears of interruption, setting the mood. Maybe you light a candle, play some soft music, or just sit in silence. And remind yourself that whatever arises in this moment, it's valid. Thank your body, thank your mind for sharing it with you, and trust that you are giving yourself exactly what you need to help yourself heal. Remember, when you first uncover this covering emotion, this protecting layer, there may be more to it. So anger might be guarding for sadness, or fear might be shielding the love. Thank these parts of yourself for protecting you, and gently ask for more to be revealed. So it may be you first notice the anger, you first notice the flight. For me, it's like a flight freeze. So just recognizing your pattern and just saying, thank you for myself. Thank you for protecting me. I would like to go deeper. Can you show me the way? Can you show me more? Grief and healing are not processes that you can rush, and each layer has its own time frame that it needs. The Body Keeps the Score, this beautiful book that talks about listening to your body and working it with your breath and sound and movement, you actually are able to create a pathway to release the emotion and allow space for renewal. Healing isn't just about reaching a finish line. It's about giving yourself the space to feel, to express, and to grow. So trust this process and honor yourself and allow yourself to say thank you for showing up for yourself in this way that takes incredible strength. Give yourself the gift of time. Healing is not about fixing. It's about feeling, witnessing, expressing. It's about creating space for all of the layers that you experience to unfold. And with each breath, with each sound, with each movement, you are reclaiming your body, your emotions, and your power to heal. You are whole in your grief. You are deserving of love, and you are in a place to come to a point of healing within this journey. Once you have honored your emotions and you've worked with your body's responses, the final step is finding meaning. And this doesn't mean making sense of your loss, but discovering the love that lies beneath the grief. Reflect on what loss has taught you about yourself, about your strength, about your capacity to love, and create a ritual to honor this experience. Sarah planted a small tree in her garden as a living reminder of her journey, a symbol of love and resilience and growth. So explore how this can help actually deepen your connection to yourself and to others. For Sarah, sharing her story with the community became an act of healing for herself and for the women that she supported. As Viktor Frankl wrote, in some ways, suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment, and it finds meaning. So allow yourself to find the meaning from these moments that can feel so dark and dreary. Sarah's story is a powerful reminder that grief is not a sign of weakness, it's actually a testament of love. Healing is not about silencing your pain, it's about giving it a voice, a movement, and ultimately a meaning. So if you are carrying grief today, know that you are not alone, and beneath the waves of the emotion lies deep love wanting to guide you to your own inner healing. As we come to the end of this journey together, take a moment to reflect on everything that we've covered today. Healing after miscarriage is not a straight path, it's a winding road, and one that really requires us to have patience and have a profound sense of self-compassion. We have explored the layers of emotion that come with grief, the way that our bodies hold on to pain, and how meaning can emerge from even the darkest moments. This deep, transformative work, and it takes time. So just as seeds need to have some space and water and sunlight to grow, you need time and gentleness to integrate all that you have just uncovered. Honor where you are right now, whether that means that you're ready to take your first steps or to simply need to rest and breathe and reset. Healing isn't about rushing to the next destination. It's about allowing each moment to unfold in its own time. Remember that grief is not something that you can fix or erase. It's something that you carry, and sometimes that shapes your world around you. And ultimately, it's something that can deepen your capacity for love and connection if you allow it to. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you today. Take this time to give it to yourself some space. Trust that healing is already happening, even if you can't see it yet. You are not alone. You are deeply, deeply loved, and you are deserving to give that out, to both receive it and give it freely. Have a beautiful day. Aloha.